Hey, what's up? Hope you guys had a nice Christmas. I've been meaning to put out a video for the past couple of weeks, but I've been pretty sick, and I've had like 4 or 5 topics to cover. So, I'm doing good enough now that I figured I'd make a quick video about, if you saw my community post, I installed Windows 7 on a AMD Ryzen 5600x system. That system is actually my main computer. For Christmas, I asked for this. This is just like cheap, generic, no name, you've never heard of this brand, 128 gigabyte SSD. The box is actually empty. There's nothing in the box because I actually have it right here on the drive brackets for my case. So we're going to be going over installing Windows 7 on AMD B550, which is my main system. We'll quickly run over some of the performance of it and go over some interesting drivers. But first, I gotta put this back in my computer, so we'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I have prepared ahead of time a Windows 7 USB. I used Flash Boot Pro. So this has some UEFI patches, because I was hoping I wouldn't have to turn on CSM, but because of my graphics card driver, it doesn't want to initialize without CSM, so that didn't really help that much in the end. But this contains Windows 7 Enterprise, and we're going to install it using this. This is just a regular, like, Windows 10 USB. So we're going to plug that into my computer. And I've also taken the liberty and plugged in a PS2 keyboard for reasons that we'll show later. But first, we have to turn on the computer, and we gotta get into the BIOS. I was gonna pause the video, but if I don't have to do that, then I won't. As you can see, here's Windows setup. So we will press Shift F10 to open command prompt. And then we will first open Notepad, move this down here, so we are going to switch USB drives by ejecting our Windows 10 boot media. As you can see, it has been ejected. So I have pulled it out, and we will put in this one. And if we hit refresh, there it is. So then we're gonna run disk part, because we're gonna do a manual setup so that we can maximize the disk space on here. So list disk. You can see the only 128 gigabyte drive is disk 0, 119 gigabytes. So we will do cell disk 0, clean, convert GPT. Then we will partition it, which is EFI, size equals 300, format, quick, fs equals FAT32, then assign letter S, and then create partition primary, format, quick, fs equals ntfs, wait for it to format the drive. I hope that's not too blurry. Oh, yeah, it might have been a little out of focus. If it was, my bad. Then assign letter H. Then exit. So then if we go back here and hit refresh, you can see we have this local disk, which is where we will be installing Windows 7 to, and this is its EFI partition. As you can see, I still have my regular Windows partition right here for Windows 11 that I have on this computer. So we're going to rename this to Windows 7. And we will also call this just Win7_EFI. Now, we're going to go switch to the F drive, and then dism/git-image info image file F sources install.wim. As you can see, this image contains Windows 7 Enterprise, so we're just going to apply it using dism. So dism apply image file F sources install.wim index 1, and then apply dir, and the apply dir is just H, so H, and press enter. So if we refresh here, as you can see, it starts going, and the Windows 7 drive now has stuff on it. So this is going to take a moment, so we're going to cut the tape and then come back once this part is done. Alright, so as you can see, it has finished the operation. So now the next thing we need to do is we're going to switch to H, and then we're actually going to eject this flash drive. So if we go here, flash boot 7, eject. And if we refresh, ejected. So then we can just pull it out, put it back on the shelf, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run bcd boot. This is how you set up the bootloader. So bcd boot h windows -len us, because I speak English, -s. Our system partition is S. So S, and then /f uefi. There's our boot files. But then we're going to plug this in. This is another flash drive full of random data. So we plug that in really quick. And then if we press F5, you can see it's right there. ESD, USB-C. Oh, you can't see that. There. ESD, USB-C. So then what we're going to do is we're going to use xcopy. Xcopy, I believe it's like -SE. Yes, it is. So xcopy -S-E C/drv/b550 to h/b550 directory. This flash drive has a bunch of drivers on it, including our video driver. I don't know why AMD did this, but they did a single release Windows 7 driver for the Radeon 5600 XT and just the regular 6600, which is the graphics card I actually have in this computer. So for some reason, I'm going to take a guess, and say that the 6600 XT is probably the most powerful Windows 7 graphics card you can have. Now, I don't know how long NVIDIA supports Windows 7 for. They could have a stronger card for all I know, but I haven't bought an NVIDIA card in years because I use Linux, and their Linux drivers are god-awful, and also their cards are way too expensive. Like, especially now, back with the 40 series, they're really expensive. This is just a ramble, because I have to wait for this to finish copying everything in the B550 folder. And then also here's our chipset drivers, and the my specific network card drivers. I'll probably provide a link to this chipset driver in the description if I could find it. It was from some other guy who did a video on installing B550 or Windows 7 on B550. But you'll have to do the hunting for your network driver, because not every board ships with the same network card drivers. It's whatever. This isn't. You really shouldn't even be doing this. Windows 7 literally dies next year. Like, Microsoft hasn't supported it since the start of this year, and Steam drops support for it literally tomorrow in 2024. I'm just doing this as a meme. I main Linux, but I just think it's funny to have Windows 7 on such a powerful computer. This is going to take forever, so we'll be back once this file copy is done. Unless it's going to finish right now. Maybe. Some of these updates. Yep, okay, done. So now we can just unplug that other drive, put it back on the shelf, and then we could do wpe util reboot. Now, normally I'd boot this from grub, but because I erased my old Windows 7 partition because it was going to unactivate itself today, I just reinstalled it, so we have to boot it from my BIOS. So we gotta press F11. And as you can see, Windows Boot Manager SATA 1 SSD. So we picked that. And FlashBoot Pro, that's actually what it's done here, is it's provided a VGA shim. So now instead of having the boot logo fill the entire screen. It's actually just small and very nice to look at. There's an updated version that actually like uses EDID to run at the native resolution of this monitor, but I didn't make this flash drive with that version, so this is what you get to see for now. As you can see, just going through here and stuff. Part of FlashBoot Pro actually gives you the option to integrate drivers, like USB drivers, but excuse me, I'm still recovering from nasal problems. But it gives you the option to integrate USB drivers, but that didn't really work for me very well, because like my USB keyboard would stop working and my mouse would also have problems. This is my mouse. It's a Logitech G203 Hero, and as you can see, it's not working at all right now because there's no USB 3.0 drivers loaded. Okay, it has to restart our computer. That's why we have the PS2 keyboard plugged in, because we won't have USB for the first little bit, so we have to use a PS2 keyboard, which is fine. You just have to know how to fly Windows without a mouse, which is actually pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. But yeah, what FlashBoot Pro actually lets you do is not only does it fix this, but if you don't have CSM turned on, it'll actually like work and not hang on the boot screen, because of it's like really complicated and stupid and dumb legacy USB stuff. Anyway, or not legacy USB stuff, it's legacy VGA stuff. Anyway, here's the setup. We got my PS2 keyboard, so we'll just enter in some information, type a username. My username is Ezio, and we'll just call it Ezio PC for now. I don't need a password. I accept the license terms. Fuck you, Windows Update. Where's EST-5? So then it'll just boot to the desktop. Come on now. Boot to the desktop. Alright. Here is the desktop. We're gonna do a little bit of zoom and readjust the camera. So now we have to install our drivers, which are currently on here, and then that B550 folder we copied. First we have to install 7-zip, and then hang on, we need to extract this 7-zip, extract, and then install this. This is for my capture card, because AverMedia took a USB capture card and put it on a PCIe card that has USB 3.0 controller on it, which is really dumb. I don't know why they decided to do that. It's kind of cringe. Okay. So then the other thing we have to do is, if we come down here to the bottom, or not the bottom, right here, this AMD AM4 X399 TX4 whatever drivers, extract this, and as you can see we get this folder with USB controllers. These two are the most important packages that we need. So if we go to dev.msc, you could see we don't have two USB controllers installed. So we'll come down here to the bottom and we'll select this one, browse, then in the browse dialog drill down to here and here. We'll try this one first. If that one doesn't work, close it and then try the other one. So try this one, and that should work. It will install the controller driver, and it will add a unknown device here. You want to use the same driver again. And my keyboard just lit up, so now and also my mouse works. Wait, no it doesn't. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. See, now the mouse works. So, and then the keyboard keyboard doesn't work yet, but once we install this other one, it will. So if this one worked for that one, then we just have to use this other one. Hit yes. And then it'll add another unknown device, so you just use the same driver again. And it installs the root hub. Click close. And now, unidentified device, no driver found. Okay, that's dumb. My keyboard still doesn't work. Okay, whatever. This is just being weird. But now we can install the rest of the chipset drivers. So if we go back, we can run, it is this. I believe this is for like B440 or B450 or something. Not B550, but it works just the same. So does it really matter? Not really. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other crap just in here. But yeah, if we go here, you can see it has all the drivers for everything else. And then the only thing I like this. I think this installer is funny because the only thing it advertises is one-click overclocking. One-click overclocking. I have no interest in overclocking my computer because that's how you break things. So this is just gonna go back and forth for a minute, so we can just sit back and relax while this thing does what it's supposed to do. Maybe can I fix the white balance? Not really. Oh, it's done. So we can click close. And then we can reboot our computer. And the last driver we're gonna install is the video driver, just to show you that 3D acceleration does actually work. Well, yeah, as you can see, we are installed on a Ryzen 5600x 6-core processor. So then we can install the video driver, which is this. Yep, go ahead and do that. Install. Yeah, if AMD didn't provide a driver for my graphics card, we would be stuck in just this, just VGA only mode where it doesn't really work that well. But in my opinion, it's pretty damn cool that that it just works like this. Or not that it just works like this, that AMD provided a Radeon 6600 XT driver. Because it gives you pretty good performance. I haven't experienced any crashes yet. Yeah, blah blah blah. Radeon Adrenaline software. We're just gonna go for the driver only, because like I don't care. AMD, your software is bad. We're not gonna bother to install a network driver, but in this case I have a it's like a Realtek R1111H driver, so I found some driver from like Dell of all places that works on this configuration, which is really nice, so that I can have internet connectivity on Windows 7. And yeah, Windows 7 properly sees all the cores and stuff, or all the cores and all the threads, because here's Task Manager. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I have 12 threads, so there's all 12 threads. It sees all 32 gigabytes of my memory, and now we have to restart. So we will zoom out, and then click restart. And that should be the last restart. Oh yeah, that's right. So I have 3 monitors. So this is actually the primary monitor right here. So we're gonna just make this my main display. And as you can see, now we have it on the main display. So then we can just go ahead and enable Windows Aero. And here's Aero. We can set it to be like green, I guess, lime green windows. And yeah, right, this keyboard doesn't work. Ugh, why does this happen? But yeah, as you can see, Ryzen 5600x. Let me focus that a little better. 5600x, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 64-bit operating system. Everything is installed properly except for the fucking keyboard and the Ethernet controller, because I can't be bothered right now. But we have the Radeon driver. So now that we have 3D acceleration, we can... Oh, I forgot Windows fucking Enterprise doesn't come with the games enabled. So if we enable the games, which are games right there, because the games will show that DirectX is working properly. Because I'm not rerunning the Windows Experience Index. I'll put a picture of the Experience Index score. It's pretty good. As you can see, here's chess. It works as it should. You can rotate the board. We can make a move. So if we take this, boom. Oh no, he counterattacked. Boom. Yeah, so chess works. We can go fire up another game, like Solitaire. As you can see, silky smooth card movement. We can fire up, I don't know, fucking Purple Place. Does this use DirectX? I don't even know if this uses DirectX or not, but I'm pretty sure this uses DirectX. But yeah, Purple Place, it works if you want to play Purple Place. And then even like Windows Media Center works, even though I don't have any media, so I can't really show you. But yeah, everything works on here. It's a super fast Windows 7 system. That's all I really had to show. I just wanted to show that yeah, I can do this on my computer, and that's all I got. I have a couple other videos that I want to make. I have a video about a router that I want to make. I've wanted to make for a couple weeks, and then cover a video about a PS2 thing I did. But that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Catch you guys later. See ya.